What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today, we're going to show you how to be the Swordbearer in Crota's End. That's right, tomorrow the Age of Triumph drops. Tomorrow, Crota's End comes up to relevant light levels. So this is the perfect time to go ahead and do a video like this. There are plenty of people who have never ever done the sword. There are plenty of people who have never ever done Crota's End raid at all. So the tips we're going to show should be pretty easy ones. They should be ones to make you feel relatively comfortable. There's nothing to be overly scared of for the sword. Also, at the end of the video, we're going to showcase a bit of a blooper, a fail reel from my clips in my video that we did yesterday on the heroic soloing of Crota. There are definitely a lot of fails. So if you just want to see me fail more than normal, stick around towards the end and you can go ahead and watch that. I mean, it's going to be very painful, obviously. So let's talk about Crota's End. First things first, there are going to be changes in Crota's End. So talking about specifics for the raid is probably a little bit difficult to do because we don't want to talk about a specific and harp on that and then have that be changed and then this video won't matter at all. Instead, we're going to talk about some general things with the sword and how to go ahead and utilize it to your best benefit. So for starters, do you have to be on a hunter whenever you're doing the sword? The answer is no, obviously. Now, the clips that you're going to see are pretty much me in normal mode on a hunter doing the sword. These are some of my early attempts. These are old videos, old videos, but they're actually more relevant than any type of Crota video that I could do right now because Crota was still light level relevant then. It was just we were doing it on normal mode. That's why I have the chalice. Though some of you might still be doing Crota's End on normal, but more often than not, you're probably going to be doing it on hard, heroic, and you're going to be wanting to do the challenges. All of these tips should still be relevant. So number one, do you have to be on a hunter to do this? The quick answer is no, you do not. You're just going to see me on a hunter for all these things because for one avenue of this battle, it's really nice and really easy to go ahead and be a hunter. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. But know that you do not have to be on a hunter. You don't. You just don't. Number two, have something that can really quickly take down the Swordbearer. So your teammates probably are going to put out some pot shots on the Swordbearer. They're going to try to get him down, maybe with their Gjallarhorns. But it also might be up to you because the Swordbearer likes to hide. He might hide behind a rock. So it might be up to you to have a Gjallarhorn or maybe even a Raise Lighter to go ahead and smack down the Swordbearer very quickly. The less time you're running around in the pit, potentially getting hit by thralls, the better off your life is going to be. I personally might start off still running the Gjallarhorn, but there are a lot of thralls there. You might blow yourself up, so it's up to you. We didn't have a Raise Lighter before. That might be a really solid option if you can get in, get a hit, and then get out. Number three, after that, go over to one of the rock sides. It doesn't matter if it's the left or right side of the arena. There are two sets of rocks on each side. You can jump up on them, and if you're a hunter, you can go there, you can go invisible. If you're on a Warlock or Titan, you can just stand there and hide, and whenever you're right around that area, call out that you're in position so your teammates can go ahead and fire. As they're firing, you might as well start jumping up and going in towards Crota, because you want to get into Crota as soon as he's getting down to his knee, because right then, you want to start swinging. So number four, how do you start swinging? How do you go ahead and deal out damage to Crota? In my personal opinion, the best option you've got is using your heavy swing 3 times. Your heavy swing 3 times, and please hold up on the control pad whenever you're doing it. I'm not 100% sure if this truly matters or if it's a placebo effect, but I feel like whenever I wasn't doing this, my swings were so slow. Whenever I was holding up, I was easily able to get in 3 or 4 swings before Crota would stand up again, but we'll talk about why just going for 3 is probably your best option. Number 5, Crota standing up. Now this is where the Blade Dancer comes into play. So whenever Crota stands up, you can go ahead and drop the sword with triangle or whatever the corresponding weapon swap button is on the Xbox. You can stand up, you can smack Crota once with Blink Strike, go invisible, and just stand there. And Crota shouldn't hit you, and neither should the boomers. They might still, but they shouldn't hit you. If you're on a Warlock or a Titan, you've got to go over to the side, or Crota's going to stand up and hit you. So why do we just go for 3 swings? Number 6, we go for 3 swings because that's the safest method. Again, we're not trying to down Crota in one run. That's not even going to be possible whenever we have light level relevance. So 3 swings is safe. You could get 4 in, but if you go for 4 and Crota stands up in the middle of that, and he hits you and kills you, and then an Oversoul comes in and you're down a teammate, you're going to have wasted the run. Also, if you happen to deal out too much damage to Crota, at some point you might accidentally enrage him whenever you're not ready, whenever you can't actually kill him, because you're not going to have another sword swing or another vulnerable time to go ahead and damage him. It's bad, it's dangerous. I've seen runs where people happen to go too greedy, they got killed. I've seen runs where they got too greedy, they enraged him, we couldn't kill him. So yes, there is such a thing as being too good at using the sword. Now, why might you go for 4? So what happens if you go up for a run and you're only able to get in 2 swings? Well, you've got to make up that extra swing, and you might have to go for 4 at some point. But more often than not, you're going to be safest in only going for 3 swings. I can't stress how hard it is to just go for 3, because we're all gamers. We all want to do the most damage and be the best of the best of the best, but it takes a lot of guts, a lot more guts and perseverance to go ahead and go only for 3 than going for the absolute maximum extra bonus damage. I would say, if you can, please go for 3. And yes, I know, in some of the clips that you've seen, I've definitely gone for 4. I tell myself all the time I'm only going for 3, but sometimes I like to future-proof myself by going for 4, like I said, to protect myself in case something goes wrong down the line. But you can also cause problems. It's really a catch-22. But please, for this video, the purpose of this, I would say always go for 3 and you will be safe. There's really not a whole ton of like hidden secrets for Crota. Yes, you are the one that the raid and the whole battle kind of revolves around, but the steps in order to actually down him are pretty easy. You just need to not be hit by the other things. So you've got a sword. If you happen to get in there and things look bad, swing away with the sword. Remember, you have some better mobility with the sword in Crota than you do with your exotic swords and things like that. You can actually swipe away and swing and fly, and you'll be in good shape. In fact, after you go ahead and down Crota for the second time, just jump and start swiping away back up towards your teammates. It's going to be safer, and you're going to cover more ground more quickly, and less chance of Crota just smacking you around. So, like I said, we're doing this video just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a refresher. Maybe some people are a little bit scared to pick up the sword. They don't want to be the one that this raid and this battle kind of revolves around, but it's really not that bad. In fact, if I get a chance to run the sword, I definitely will over this next week. Crota, 400 light level. What do you think about that? Anyway, before we get to that, let's go ahead and watch all of my fails. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your Crota, and I'll see you around in Destiny. #BeTheSword.